Hi, this is Joe Peters of Coldwell Banker Residential, servicing both Hunterdon and Somerset County in central New Jersey. Today we're talking about right-sizing when you're in a 60-plus situation. People that are in their early to mid-60s are probably sitting in a house that has massive amount of equity in it. If you sat in that house just for the last 5 years and didn't cash out by refinancing it, you've probably got over 50%. If you've been in it longer, you've got a lot more. So the fact that you're sitting in a house with a lot of equity is important, and it makes the next two things work. One is people are afraid of getting to a higher interest rate. Well, quite honestly, interest rates are higher. They're about upper sixes right now. It's this early February of 2024. That's a point lower than it was just 2 months ago. And they're bouncing around, and if the Fed ever gets back on a reduction path, they're probably going to keep coming down. But you're not going to marry the rate. You're going to marry the house. And the rate is just something you're going to date, and in effect, if the rate keeps going down, you may want to refinance it later in time. But the point is, you have all that equity. You may be able to use all of that equity as the payment for the new house, and in effect, not have to get to do a new rate whatsoever, or maybe a small mortgage, and the rate in general is going to be very attractive. So that's the interest problem. Number two is there's no inventory to buy from. Well, if you're over 60, the 55 plus marketplace is someplace you probably want to take a look at for a couple of reasons. One, it offers an active lifestyle where the activities aren't fixing your house and property. And two, it is not a sought after market. There's always availability, and there's not a lot of competition in it. So you're not going to have to get into a competitive market pricing situation in most cases. Thirdly is people say that, well, the price is still going up. Maybe I should just sit it out for another year. Well, they're not wrong. Prices will go up this year, maybe 1 to 2%. But they went up 5% last year. In the previous 3 years, they probably went up a total of 45%. You're not going to see that again. That was what we call a unicorn situation. It's something we've never seen before as we went through COVID, and we're not going to see it again probably. And we get an average of 4.7% appreciation in our houses. Oh, and that's a figure we've used all the way back from the 1970s, so roughly the last 50 years. You're not going to see that either. Your appreciation is going to be very minor this year. And if you're in higher price houses, it may be flat. The over $1 million is getting back to a normal situation. There may be no price increases there whatsoever. If these figures and thoughts catch your attention, here's what I suggest. My contact information is in the lower right-hand corner. Log on to my site, jpeters.com, and there you're going to find a lot of information about market conditions in both Hunterdon and Somerset County. I publish market reports for each on a monthly basis, and the ones for January 2024 just were posted yesterday. Secondly, if you'd like to get a information booklet on things to consider when selling your house this year, there's a place on that site where you can order that, and it'll be sent to you via email. And lastly, feel free to give me a call. I went through this, and I understand what you're going through. Once again, Joe Peters, 908-304-4660. Love to talk to you when you call. Over the past 20 years, I've been able to help hundreds of buyers and sellers successfully complete their real estate transactions. Why not connect by giving me a call and let me make the same happen for you? I publish short videos like this about once a week. If you'd like to be notified when future ones are available, please click on the subscribe button at the bottom right.